Welcome to the Firearms Insider Gun and Gear Review Podcast, episode 254. On this show, we showcase gun reviews, gear, and anything else a gun enthusiast may be looking for. We strive to evaluate products from an unbiased and honest perspective. I'm your host, Chad Wallace from the Firearms Radio Network, your source for all things firearms related. In this show, we'll be discussing the @1 shotgun review, the Strike Industries pistol brace, Axeon's shotlight, and a gun magnet holster. And the holster I'm putting in quotes, and you'll understand why later. Tonight on the podcast, we have the usual Tony, Rob, and Zane. And because I had a migraine on Saturday and went and got a Christmas tree on Sunday, I did not do anything with firearms. So I know Tony did. I know Zane did. I know Rob did. So who wants to go first?
Okay, well, I guess I can go. I mean, I met a really famous gun god of the internet, or that's what he told me he was.
Zane?
Yeah, Zane. Oh, he's on mute, so we can't talk. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but
it's true. It's true. I'm a famous guy on the internet.
Yes. Just ask him how famous he thinks he should be.
I'll go Larry Vickers on you real quick.
Oh no, he's shouting names now.
Do you know who I am?
Do you know how famous I think I should be?
Name drops.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, man, we're dropping dimes and all that crap. Who cares? No, yeah, we took a course on Friday with was it Steve Fisher of Sentinel Concepts?
Yep, and co-instructor Tatiana Whitlock was there.
Yeah, it was a good class, I thought.
Good times. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I made one of the worst shots of my life ever, right in front of the Yeti.
Oh my God, he ribbed you hard for that one.
Yeah, he did. He said it looked like Michael J. Fox was holding the gun and Stevie Wonder was aiming it.
Let me tell you something. Steve does not have a filter between the brain and the mouth. It will come out.
I mean, to be fair, it was a terrible shot.
Yes,
it deserved all of it.
No, you did shoot him in the private parts, but at like 10 feet.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Oh, what did he call you at one point? The Amish Yeti?
No.
The Amish Gunslinger.
The Amish Gunslinger. Yeah.
Well, that's your new name now.
I like it. No, we were doing it was a drill that's designed to expose weaknesses in your grip. And when we were doing it, as I was pressing the trigger, I just watched the front sight disappear. And I was already committed to the trigger. And I was like, wait, but where'd it go? I need to see that. And, yeah. But, happens.
That's why you go to training.
Yeah, exactly. Learned a lot, hung out with some cool people.
And
I'm writing
Rob.
an AAR. I'm about halfway done with the AAR because they're a lot easier to write than reviews. Yeah, cool people and Rob.
And Rob.
Why do I feel like Hooper Humperdinck?
It's a good time though. I had fun.
Yeah,
Rob had fun.
Nobody knows who that is. Yeah, so I got training, 2-day training with Rob Pincus and ICE training or ICE training. I took their intuitive defensive shooting class. That was fun. I took it at Cobra 1 Tactical, which is in Jersey, and it's a good size outdoor range. So I had a great time there. It's got a cool classroom there, so if you want to host events or do stuff, that's a place to go. It's up in Great Meadow, New Jersey, which is in the middle of nowhere, New Jersey. I didn't know there were so many middle of nowheres in New Jersey until I started going to ranges, because ranges, of course, have to be in the middle of nowhere. What else? Rob's class was really informative. Learned a lot. Did a lot of shooting. I shot 2 different guns during the class. I shot my Glock 19 and I shot my CZ75. The CZ75 was just annoying with the number of hangups I had. Pretty much I ended up throwing the magazines out, stripping them out with rounds still in them, because I think the old magazine spring is finally done after like 20 years. It's done, and it showed. Learned a lot in class. Different techniques, different teaching techniques. One thing I like about Rob is he explains the why behind everything you're doing. So it's not just because Rob said so. So, and I think that's also going to help me not only as a shooter, but help me as an instructor. But that's what I learned. It was fun. If you get a chance to take one of Rob's classes or even Steve's classes, jump at it because good instructor is a good instructor.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And truthfully, most people need to get training.
It's true. Yep.
Yeah.
If I don't ever want to make it mandatory, but most people need to get training.
Yeah, I think there were some people that drove down from Georgia to take that class we were in.
Yeah, there were folks there from all over the state, including Georgia. There was a copper type from down around Martin County. Yeah, he's Martin County area.
Yeah, because Zane drove up. Yeah,
and that's the good thing about when you go to these classes is there's always a mix of people. There were some dudes that had 10, 12 training classes, and there was a couple people there that had a concealed weapons class, and that was it. So
I think that's one of the cooler things, especially if there's no requirements. Yeah, we had guys that had lots and lots of training classes, and then we had a guy that took everything that SIG Academy taught. We had guys that have taken multiple classes. We had guys that are competition shooters, and then we had a guy who's never taken a class ever in his life.
What I liked the most about that class, there were 16 people in our class, and 4 of them were females.
Yep,
that's cool. That's always good. Yep. But I think having new shooters is really important. Mm-hmm. Don't be intimidated to take a class. If you've never taken a class and you feel that you'll be a problem, then, go to Zane. He can't be that horrible. Or come to me. But get classes from someone local and small, so if you fear you're going to embarrass yourself in front of a national name, get training from your local dudes first. And break that cherry, as it were, get over that hump, and you'll realize a training class is just another opportunity for you to learn something. And yes, for the first few hours, everybody's a little standoffish at a training class.
Right. Well, I didn't think Steve ribbed on anybody that hard, except the thing
is, all you good instructors can figure out within the first couple hours who they can pick on and who they can't. Right? Like, I got no problem if you want to throw shade because I'm kind of a class clown anyway, so that's cool.
The Amish hammer.
And there's some people who don't learn under that environment, and the good instructors are really good at picking out who's who. So don't be afraid to go. They're not going to pick on you if that's not your thing. Like me, I don't care. You can pick on me all you want. That's why I'm on the show with these guys every week.
I have yet to see a thing. Concealed carry class is worth a crap for training. So, anyways,
hold on. This is really important to say, as of what happened last week. If you feel your instructor's doing anything that's dangerous, walk away. If you feel your instructor's putting your life at risk by some exercise he's doing, like walking around paint cans and shooting between each other, walk away.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I'll send you the video.
Oh, geez, I must have missed that, man.
Yeah,
it was neither a class that any of us took.
I wouldn't take that class. Sounds like something to be done in Tennessee.
Well, I'm glad.
Wow, that's real close.
I was gonna say it's probably California, but
No, Tennessee.
Yeah, okay.
Camden.
Okay.
Oh man, he's throwing out city names now.
Jeez.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Listen, hold on. Before we say too much, yeah, the guy worked for James Jagger at one time. All right, so let's just keep it vague.
Okay, and after the announcements,
Ruh-roh.
Bandwidth sponsors Patriot Patch Co. And new patches for pre-order. Don't know what they are because I didn't go look today. About twice a month, I'll go look and tell you guys about it. Join the Patch of the Month Club. Christmas patch is pretty cool. I have not got mine yet, but I know it is in the mail. If you want AR parts, you could use our affiliate link at GunTech USA. It's in the show notes. If you're shopping Amazon, there's the firearmsradio.tv/Amazon affiliate link. And if you want to shop Black Bag Resources and give stuff to Tony, the code for doing that is 2A4E.
Okay, hold on, dudes. This is a cool patch. December 2018 patch of the month is Santa Claus with a pair of nods on. Yeah. And it says he sees you when you're sleeping.
Exactly. When you're sleeping.
Dude,
that's gonna be bad.
Awesome.
Tactical Santa Claus.
I can't wait to get mine.
Yeah, it'll look good. Ryan over there's been killing it with the Patch of the Month Club patches.
Oh, he does an awesome job.
Oh yeah, yep, that he does. So Rob, it's all you.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual co-hosts and do not reflect the official policy or position of the Firearms Radio Network and or their employers. Viewer discretion is advised. This is especially true on live shows. And now for a discussion of the Boyd's at one for shotguns, Chad Wallace.
Oh, yes. This is an actual
Take it away,
review
Chad.
for you guys. Actual review. As he said, it's the Boyd's at one. I previously reviewed one for rifle. Well, back last year or this year at SHOT Show, they came out with the ones for shotguns, which are very similar with a few different changes. It's only available for pump action shotguns at the moment. So basically 870s, Mossberg 500. They sent me one for the Mossberg 500. They asked if I wanted to review one, and I liked the rifle one so much that I couldn't really turn them down. So since I didn't in the last one, Boyd's, their history goes back to 1981 when they started. They inlet stocks with CNC machines. They use only U.S. grown hardwoods for their laminate process. The end product is hand sanded so that it has a little bit of a custom feel to it, but not much. And then they put a hard sealant on it somehow, spray it on, but it's also applied to the rough inside and the screw holes, so it helps protect it from the weather pretty much inside and out. I already said what they make it for. I did choose the sky blue black. It's sky. It's gray, blue, and black. You can go look at the pictures. Here's an actual forend, and you'll understand why I have this extra forend in my hand as we continue. So what happens is when I ordered this, basically the marketing rep ordered it. I just said what I wanted it for. We didn't look at everything on the Boyd's website. So this forend is the wrong one because, news to me, there are two different style length action bars on the Mossberg 500s. Well, this is the longer one and mine is the shorter one. So you have to order a different forearm to make sure you're ordering the right one. I asked him if he wanted this one sent back. He said no. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but so if somebody wants it, hit me up. I probably will send it to you. The stock forearm installation is pretty easy. You basically take your old butt plate off, unscrew the stock. Your old one comes off. Then they send you a metal adapter to your receiver. It goes on with a screw where your shotgun stock screw went. And then the stock bolts on through kind of the bottom pistol grip. There is a bottom plate on this, bottom cap, they call it, that you have to take off the stock to access the screw hole for that. I did run into a little bit of a problem there. The hole and the screw are kind of at an odd angle. So a long Allen wrench is really what is needed. I had a universal nut driver with an Allen head bit, and it was really too large to fit down the recessed hole. So I took my fault. I took a little teeny chunk out of the bottom where the end cap meets the stock. Now, if I'd just gone and got a long Allen wrench, I wouldn't have had that problem because eventually that's what I did. So I know that it wouldn't have done that. Then you pretty much screw that back on and the stock's good to go. The forearm, it's pretty easy. If you know anything about the Mossberg 500s, they have kind of a forearm nut screw. There's a special tool you can buy to do it. I just used a basically I used a chisel that was the same width and then just unscrewed it that way. It worked. I wouldn't recommend it, but it did work.
You know what else works?
No.
The shotgun shell stop from that stops the next round from coming out of the tube.
Yeah.
That piece that falls out when you take the forearm anyways.
Yeah.
You can totally use that as your wrench.
Okay. That might have worked on mine, but mine was so stuck on there. I needed something big with a big wrench attached to it. And then you just kind of tap it off, and then you tap the new forearm on, you tap it on, then you tighten the nut down, and you're good to go. Now put your gun back together, and hey, it works for me. So that's all there is to installation. So I'll tell you my experiences with it. It's comfortable, which I kind of guessed. Adjustments easy. You push the button. You know, you can raise it up, down, forwards and backwards. The comb adjustment's nice. I raised it up a little more than the factory stock. It did actually help my shooting a little bit with that. I should say shooting clays with it, not like defensive shooting. Because you kind of need that in certain shotguns. You got to fine tune them for yourself. Of course, the butt plate is also adjustable for length of pull, and it'll go from 12.5 inches to about 14.25. And that's nice too. Like if you're like Zane and you're making something you want a really short stock on, you can shove it all the way in and get about the same length of pull as the one he cut off. Or if you're like teaching people with shorter arms, shorter stature, they can help with that also, which is nice. The adjustments have a very stout spring in them, making them fairly hard to push. They do that on purpose. It actually says that in their instructions so that you know that, you know, it won't come loose. The one thing I didn't like about this on the shotgun was the butt pad itself. It's fine on the rifle, but on a shotgun, I think a softer one would have been nicer. Just so there is that. I mean, it's not like it's anything that you wouldn't want to use, but you know, some shotguns have metal butt plates, so
I got some reduced recoil loads I can send to you.
Or you can do that. Now, the other thing is if you're really into adjustments, Boyd's does offer a vertical adjustable butt pad system, so you can adjust length of pull and also adjust the butt pad up and down. There is a link. It's kind of spendy. I didn't get one of those, but if you're really into that kind of stuff, you can actually make it fully adjustable. And pretty much, if you don't like the fancy colors, they do make it in a standard walnut, so you can pretty much get a normal shotgun look to it if you want. The pistol grip on it, also you can add what they have as the target one, which gives you a different kind of angle to it. So I kind of like the angle of the stock shotgun stock better than the at one, but I think it was just getting a little used to it. But the target one adds more of a straighter up and down pistol grip, which I don't think would be as good. But that's to each their own. You know, it gives you the adjustability that you want to kind of custom fit the shotgun to yourself. So the only thing I wish is that they made it for semi-auto shotguns, which they probably will sometime in the future, but I really have no idea, so it's speculation. So on to the Firearms Insider 8 key points. Its claim to fame is adjustable laminate wood stock for a shotgun. Target market is anyone wanting adjustability or a different style of look for their shotgun. Features and benefits, we kind of went over them, but laminate hardwood, adjustable butt pad, adjustable cheek rest or comb, interchangeable grips, the length to pull, the comb height adjustment, and it is all made in the USA. Other options and finishes, there's a list because there's a million of them. and I also put a link to the vertical adjustable butt pad in that. I could not find any actual reviews or what other people were saying. All I could find is new release articles. Now, the price point, the stock itself is $175, and the fore end is another $67. So, you're looking at $250 about. So it's not like super cheap, especially if you have an older shotgun, you probably paid that or less for it. The retail is pretty much the same. If you need it now, Boyd's, just go to the Boyd's website. They ship usually in about a week, so it's not like you have to wait months for it. So our rating, the pros: adjustable comb, adjustable length of pull, optional pistol grip, stable laminate, which is always nice. Their installation instructions are phenomenal, and it is all US made. The cons, that stock screw to get it tightened was kind of difficult, and the softer butt pad. But then again, Zane will send you reduced recoil loads, or he should send me some, I guess. So the score, I did give it an 8, which is great under our stuff. But really, it kind of changed the looks a lot, which is fine with me. In fact, in the pictures in the review article, I have it on a field length shotgun. I think I'm going to put the short barrel on it and use it with the stock collapsed as more of a home defense style. But if you guys have any questions, let me know. If not, we can move on to other stuff.
Did you get dirty looks when you showed up the trap field with a stock that was all adjustable and had like springs and stuff on it?
Not as much as when I took my Beretta 1201 out there.
Because I'm just thinking like it's a very nice balance, because it's wood and it's,
right.
It's laminate, but then it's got like you can raise the comb and
right.
and it's just a very, very interesting balance between like what we'd think of a quote unquote tactical stock and then like a traditional woodsman stock.
Right.
I just was wondering if you got any strange looks. It looks cool though.
That's the thing, is that's what one of the reasons I mentioned that you can get a standard walnut one if you want. But the trap range is also is the same range I go to. They have everything. And so I know some of the people, and they pretty much give me weird looks anyway, because I'll take like a weird shotgun out there to shoot just because I'm trying something out on it. And so they kind of have an idea that I'm weird anyway.
That's fair.
Which you guys all know anyway, because you listen to me.
Yeah,
we don't listen.
Don't care.
Yeah, well, you guys don't listen. There's 2 or 3 people that listen, maybe. Thanks, guys.
All your friends.
You think I have friends? You're so special.
Mm-hmm.
So now we are into this product spotlight and discussion. These are not reviews, as most people know. First up is the Strike Industries pistol brace with an MSRP of $39.95. Basically, besides Tony trying to wreck their questions or whatever it is, their wording in their description, basically it is their pistol stabilizing brace. It fits up to 1.25 and 1.25 inch pistol buffer tubes. It does have a locking screw. It says don't exceed 25 inch-pounds, and I think that's how they get away with using it on whatever size pistol tube you have. It does have QD points on the rear of it, so you can put a sling on it. It looks like you also have you could put like the Velcro armband around it if you would like. It is a fiberglass reinforced polymer. The whole thing's 6.5 inches. The widest point is 1.53 inches. Has a weight of 5.3 ounces. Basically, that's about it. It looked like a decent pistol brace. Everybody's kind of in this market now. So I figured I'd throw it in there.
The price is right for what you're getting. I mean,
right.
I think this is coming in at cheaper than anyone else's right now. I don't think you can get the CAC blade for this price, and it doesn't even have QD sling attachments. So.
Yeah. Yep. I figured it would be kind of quick, just a discussion about it. I'm with you. I think the price is right. Seems like Strike Industries has been introducing a lot of stuff that is price conscious, I guess. And I don't think they make bad products. So you got that. You get a good product for the price, most likely.
Yep.
And I guess.
Yeah, they do a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Their stuff is cosmetic. You're not getting anything cutting edge, but this seems to be a good price for what it is. And heck, go with it, especially if it's available, because I'm seeing a lot of products from people now, especially now after Black Friday, they have nothing on their website. I'm like, well, what's the point, dude?
Yeah, I mean, the weird thing is when I added this to the show notes on Sunday, I think is when I did them, they were out of stock and they are now in stock. So if you're listening live and want one, you can go get one.
Don't wait.
Yeah, I think that's how it goes. Okay, next up is something. It's kind of cool, and you'll understand why here in a minute. It's the Axeon shotlight with an MSRP of $63.99. Okay, and I have to kind of explain this so you understand what it is. It's touted as a shotgun light, which it is. And basically, they have models that go on the end of your tube, end cap on the magazine on either your Mossberg 500, Remington 870, or Winchester 1300. And it just screws on where the end cap or the barrel clamp, depending on what style it is, it screws on there. And it is a push button on off light. It uses one CR123A battery, and it only has one mode, on and off. And here is the only, I really like that idea of how they do this, but it is only 120 lumen light, so it is not very bright. If this were like a 500 or larger light, I think it would be a much more useful product. But that's me. I think it's just not enough of all the lumens. But I like the idea behind it because it's kind of cool. It gets it out of the way where you're not using it. It's not moving if you pump the shotgun, etc., etc.
Yep. It's so strange that 10 years ago we were fighting wars with 60 lumen lights.
Oh, yeah.
but now that's not enough. And I agree. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying, because when you have a light attached to a firearm, especially a long gun, that is your only light. You're not also using a handheld for the most part. In the home, I'm specifically talking about in the home scenario. So you really have to use lighting techniques that allow you to indirectly light things, and you really can't do that with 120 lumens worth of light. You can't indirect light. Sure, is it enough to point directly at the door and see if there's someone in the doorway? Yeah, absolutely. But you're not going to be able to indirectly light things with baseboard lighting, umbrella lighting, different techniques like that. So, no, I don't know. It's a great idea. I like the idea of it, but it needs work.
All right, well, I'm on the other side. I don't like the idea of it for a couple reasons. One, there's no way to manipulate. The on-off switch is on the light itself, which is at the end of your tube. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but a couple of my guns have extended tubes. So now I have to reach all the way almost to the end of the barrel to turn the light on. So I'm not manipulating that light on and off with my finger on the switch with it totally extended to the end of the shotgun tube. So you can't really run the light. You can just turn it on and walk around with a beacon centered in the middle of your chest that's only 120 lumens. So,
Yeah.
no, I don't agree with this being a good light. It's not set up right for you to be able to manipulate it and turn it off and on.
Yeah, I think this is kind of directed at people that are going to just turn it on and go with it. I mean,
people that get shot. Okay.
Well, there is something to be said for constant on versus strobing, and then both the other way around. I understand both sides of that. With the extended tube, yeah, I don't think it's going to work with extended tubes though. And like with a 500, you can't put an extended tube on those. So
it makes no difference. Again, if you can't turn your light off, if you can't turn your light off without sticking your hand darn at the end of it, you can't really manipulate it. So it's all the way on.
So where is the actual switch for on and off? I'm looking at
it's towards the front of the light.
It's like an inch below the light.
Yeah.
Yeah, it needs to be towards the back, or have the availability to use a tape switch.
Right.
Yep.
And the thing is I completely understand Tony. I mean, those are good points. That's why we have different people on the show, because we all could look at it differently. And I didn't even think of that. But yeah, I mean, I can't really, cycle something, you just turn the light on when it's way out in front of me. I mean, and then think if somebody has short arms, like, same.
Yeah. Well, so I mean, I work my shotgun light from pretty far out, but it's offset, so it's not. It's just not enough light is my biggest gripe. But
yeah, I mean, $69.
Again, I like the idea. Like I said, if it had more output and the ability to use a tape switch.
I think that would make a big difference especially at that price
really
point.
For the money right now, $69. Yeah, you can probably get something with at least a push button and a barrel clamp that you can put closer to you. Also, yeah, like you said, spend a little more money and get something with a switch. It's not enough lumens, and I don't think it's positioned right to actually manipulate the light. All you can do is turn that sucker on and turn it off. You can't actually turn it off, sweep a room, turn it on. Turn it on, sweep a room, turn it off.
Right.
Yeah. And like you're saying, if you spend a few extra dollars, another $30, $40, you can even you're up in the Streamlight game there, and barrel clamps are not that expensive. And if you offset it just right, you get that switch back right, where you can get your hand on the pump, and you can avoid using a tape switch that way, or you can use a tape switch. I would say and then you get 1,000 lumens worth of light.
Which is
and I've
much
done it.
better. Yeah,
I've done it with the SKS. I've done it with the SKS for tac rifle class, a clamp, and a flashlight that was like, I think 150, 200 lumens just for indoor class. It was enough to get me through. But now with the price, you can get a 300, 500 lumen light for $69. You can probably get 1,000 lumen light from some companies for that. I don't know how they'll hold up. And like we always say on this show, there's no shortcuts. You got to run your gear.
Yep. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. They do have. This isn't the only thing they make. They do make something that's kind of cool that we'll probably discuss in a different show, and it's for optics, and it changes the zero as you flip it up. So this one I just thought I'd throw in today. Next up is
I'm gonna go with the before you move on. I think this one kind of falls into the good initiative, bad judgment category.
And yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Next up is our new, let's see, do we consider it a holster or a bad idea at what they think is a holster?
How about a death trap?
Okay, I like that. It's called the Magna Carry. I could not find an MSRP on it, and so I don't really care because you'll find out here shortly. I'm not even going to go through what this is. It's a magnetic strip about, how long is it? 19 centimeters. So that's what, 8 inches.
What's that in American?
Well, that's your first warning. Something's off.
There's what is it?
2.5
inches.
5 4.
I ain't here to do math.
I know.
To do math.
So
call
either
it
way,
10 inches.
7.48 inches.
Okay,
so
all of us suck at math.
Yes. I just Googled it. 19 centimeters, just under 7.5 inches.
Yeah. So we have
math
7.5 inch long magnet with a belt clip on it. And literally this thing is like 1 inch wide and 7 inches long. And that is the holster. I don't even know. It doesn't cover the trigger guard. It doesn't. You could probably, it's
a metal strip with a magnet and a clip at one end. You clip it, you stick the magnet to the side of your pistol, and you put your pistol in the pocket and use the clip to hang it to your pocket.
Do whatever you want with the gun. That's gonna either you're gonna bump on a table, it's gonna fall off, or it has no trigger guard. It's
your best hope is to get a gun that doesn't have a firing pin.
I don't
don't carry around in the chamber.
I can't even describe this. It's that terrible.
Okay, hold on, guys. Okay, it's a magnet on a strip of, I'm assuming, metal, lightweight magnet gun clip that you just stick your gun to it as if it's a refrigerator magnet, and then clip it in your pants. But it looks to be on the outside of your pants, so now you just have a gun stuck to your clothing.
Well, I'm sure you could put it on the other side, so it's inside and outside, but you're going to shoot yourself if it's an IWB.
They have exactly one picture of it being used. Excuse me, not even being used, just one picture of it stuck to the side of a 1911, because that's what you want to carry in your pants with everything exposed. The other thing is, it says it's perfect firearm accessories for law enforcement officers as well as military and government personnel, because they have nothing better than an earth magnet stuck to their belt loop with a gun stuck to it. Look,
boy, how much tequila is the person who orders this drinking?
At this point, if you have a holster company and the word carry is used in it, as in Versa carry, urban carry, or magnet carry,
you
need to go out of business.
You
just need to go out of business.
As Scott in the chat said, it's the Darwin Award holster.
Yes. The only way to use this would be if you don't put a round in the chamber.
No, y'all looking at this the wrong way. This is perfect for like mechanics. You clip this to your belt and you can have all your tools right there, and you can just keep, I wouldn't use this with a gun, but I was thinking about like if I'm working on my truck, well, I can have like 8 wrenches attached to the side.
That's a decent idea.
I'm just saying,
hey guys, let's go out of business
and rebrand
as a gun company and just rebrand as a tool company. And that's good to go.
I'm going to send this over to the Off-Road Podcast, because maybe they can use it.
They can use it. I'm trying to think of something that's useful. I'm sitting here, I'm listening to y'all talk. I'm like, it's got to be useful for something. I'm like,
oh my God. Tony, I went to the front page. All the pictures there's 2 pictures of the gun. They're both renderings. They're both like 3D renderings. They're not even real guns.
They're not even real pictures. Yeah.
Okay. So again, in my opinion, these things are very dangerous. And even if you get one and have it clipped to the outside of your pants, it's free gun day. All I have to do is snatch this thing off a magnet and I have your gun. There is no retention. Congratulations. You just gave your gun up.
Hey, man. People on the internet have situation awareness. They don't let anyone within 3 feet of them.
I don't let anyone within 3 feet of me.
I don't let anybody within my what is it? No, they don't call it a tool or drill. They call it 21-foot rule, right? I don't let anybody within the 21-foot rule of me.
Yeah.
For those listening, it's not a thing, by the way.
21-foot
rule.
Thing
is, you guys were complaining before these guys were complaining before we went live, and then we finally all just kind of were like, we better save this for the show, because we were all with like, what is this thing you put in the show notes? I'm like,
yeah, I didn't say it quite like that, but I know what you did.
well, I'm
Okay,
being nice
now,
and PC.
Understand, every now and again when I go to shows, begging for stuff for 2A4E, I run into different companies, and sometimes I regret us saying harsh things about them, mainly because I forget, and then I try to have a conversation with these companies. Dear Magna Carey, you sell hot garbage. You should rebrand this and put tools on it. And if you see me coming your way and I actually start a conversation, just go ahead and tell me, you're Magna Carey. You came up with that dumb idea to stick a magnet on your belt and hold a gun. And I'll walk quietly away and we can just separate. All right.
Yeah.
I don't want your product. I don't want your stickers. I don't want one for review. You're horrible.
Man, I'll tell you, last year I was at a sporting goods store, not Dick's, but one of them, like a Dick's Sporting Goods, and they had a holster something like this where it was you put the muzzle into this little pin.
That was the Versacarry, wasn't it?
The what?
That was a Versacarry.
Yeah,
That was a Versacarry. That was,
Yep.
I look at that, so that's a piece of crap.
yeah.
All right, these are things you don't want your holster to do. You don't want to stick a foreign object in your barrel.
Nope.
All right, that's something you don't want to do with your gun. You want your trigger covered.
Mm-hmm.
You probably want some kind of retention.
Yep.
Instead of just magnetic force. You depending on the holster, you want one that's concealable, but when it's concealed, you want to be able to draw it and not have, I don't know, the front sight, safety, all that get caught up in your underwear and ruin your draw. So these are some things to look into. I will look at
securely attached to your pants or the belt. Even the clip on this thing's a garbage clip.
And the first thing, now I'm not saying this is necessary. I'm saying one size fit all is usually a bad idea in the holster world.
Usually.
Not saying every one size fit all does, but again, Urban Carry, Versacarry, and Magna Carry, all bad ideas.
It's true.
It is. So we didn't have any listener feedback this week. Now that we trashed that holster, and I don't think anybody on here cares, because I don't. I'm this thing was so bad I couldn't even really be nice. You got my.
Could I go ahead and say one of the reasons that I just put it out there, because I show some tact on this show, which is hard to believe. This is something that is actually lives at risk with this piece of equipment.
Oh yeah. And none of us disagree with you.
Like I said before the show, and I'll say it on the show because I don't care. I don't have tact. So when that stupid bib thing that gun chick was throwing out there that everybody was hating on, like, yeah, it's dumb, but it's not going to get anybody killed in the streets.
And you stole my line.
Yeah, so, like this legit. Like we say that a lot about a lot of things in jest, but this could literally get you killed in the streets.
Yeah.
So I don't mind. I'm not going to blink, and I'm not going to move away from this in the slightest. This is garbage.
Yep.
I'm not mincing words. If you want to risk your life with something like this, go right ahead. But no, because a lot of times we do reviews and we're nice, or people do written reviews or online reviews and they dance around something.
Yeah.
No, I'm not dancing around this. You're not going to misinterpret what I'm saying about this product.
Yeah.
In all reality, and while to be clear, I absolutely do not recommend this, but in all reality, it would be safer to just stick a gun in your pants than this would be. Because at least then it'd be harder for someone to take it from you.
Well, and the thing is I hate to say this, but you can go on YouTube and find make a holster out of cardboard, shipping box, which would be a lot better than this, I think.
And with everyone making, again, a one size fits all holster would work better than this. And as a guy who likes surplus guns, yes, sometimes you run into stuff that no one makes a holster for. Find a one size fits all, and just use that if you can't find anything else.
Right.
You can't get
Uncle
a Kydex
Mike's
maker.
is far better than this thing.
And the days of custom quality holsters costing $120 are gone. I mean, you can still get them for that, but you can get decent holsters for sub $50 now that are custom molded to your gun.
Oh yeah.
I just got one. I just got one in from I think it's TJP Concealment, I think is the name of the company. It cost me like $50 and it's custom molded to my gun with my light. It has a tuckable clip, a wedge or claw, everything exactly like I wanted. I said, "Can you make this?" He said, "Yes, I can." And I think I got with shipping and everything under $60. So,
and again, look around. And the reason, see, my thing is a little different than you, because my CZs are actually CZ75s, not the B model. So it's harder for me to find something. No one has a blue gun that's a CZ75. You know what I mean? The part that locks down and secures a CZ is not this. But I was able to find a holster that worked, one of those plastic one size fit all, and then I broke out the heat gun. And I'll go ahead and put it out there, the Stealth Operator holster series. Yes, I know, Stealth Operator.
Man.
Oh yeah, dude, it has all the what's the word you use for stuff like this? Anyway, but what I'm saying is I was able to put my CG in it and hit it with the heat gun, and it actually has retention and it's form fitting and it's outside the waistband, but it covers the trigger, it covers the controls, and I can get a full firing grip on my gun before I pulled it out. And I used it in this class that I took, you know what I mean? So it works. It's not the greatest, but it's better than this. Do not fall for the okie doke over garbage holsters. Because there's certain criteria that a holster has to meet. And also, it's good that if a holster's solid, the Uncle Mike's neoprene sock that people stick stuff in, you can still pull the trigger when the thing is in your pants. Not cool. You want it hardened over the trigger area so you don't accidentally pull the trigger.
Right. Yes.
While holstered, yeah. So,
okay.
You go. Sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. I mean, that's kind of what we do here. Listener feedback, there is none. So I stuck one of the questions from that we hadn't got to in the episode. This one's from Rusty O, and I hope somebody can help answer this because I can't really answer it, and I'm looking. It says your thoughts on different brands of and functions of side charging ARs. And
what's up, Rusty?
all I'm gonna say is I like side charging uppers, but because I'm right-handed, I want a left side charging upper.
Buy an AK.
Well, I know that, but I mean, that's a right side charging.
I was gonna say they charge on the right side,
and so I can't.
No, actually, somebody sells one with it on the left side too. I forgot who.
And
Galil, buy Galil.
Yeah.
What I'm saying,
if you want a side charging AR, buy a FN Scar.
See, and the thing is in my case, I don't like any of the make it a side charging AR adapters or anything like that. I want one. I'd probably get one with a reciprocating bolt because then I know that the handle is into something solid as opposed to the non-reciprocating bolt.
You mean like a Scar?
Yes, I know that. If you can find me a Scar for $600, send it to me.
I'd like to know this.
A brand 805.
Yeah, right. There you go. There's your $600 out the window. My question is, and right now Brent is $9.99. They got them on.
So at least I'm closer than a Scar.
No. I mean that's significant. It's a $1,700 gun.
Yeah.
And Classic Firearms has them for $9.99 right now,
yeah.
which is insane. They must have fell off the back of a truck.
Who cares?
Which is fine. Which is fine. Why a side charging AR?
Well,
I get the idea of it. It is
good. Tell me.
It's a little. It's not. I'm stumbling all over my words here.
No.
I mean,
English.
I know.
You speak it?
Yeah, right. I got the manual of arms for an AR. Like I know how to work them. I'm pretty good with them, so I'm good with it. But if you really think about it, like it's not very. The charging handle way back where it isn't very intuitive. Like I think if we learned from the get-go a left side charging non-reciprocating bolt, or not non-reciprocating bolt, non-reciprocating charging handle, like I think honestly is way more ergonomical. But
not whatsoever. The freaking charging handle, the way it is,
you didn't let me finish my butt.
Dude, you stuttered for 15 minutes.
It's true.
It's naturally ambidextrous where it's set up now. Just because all of a sudden the new way is to grab the charging handle by only one side. You've dumbed down the operations. Zane and I and lots of dudes in the military, but really they pound into you how to use this dang tool. And then all of a sudden people get out and try to do cool new training and create problems. So now you need a side charging AR when you can just use the ergonomic one that's been going on for 60 years.
Well, and I agree. I have no desire for a side charge. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I have no desire to have a side charging AR.
And
like
Tony,
none whatsoever.
Yes.
I'm going to say something here because don't you know a guy that built a bolt action AR with a side charging upper?
I know a lot of people that do stupid stuff. What's your point?
Well, I was going to say, and didn't he have complaints about it being on the right side?
Oh, yes. He
and
did.
Wouldn't it be? See, it didn't say that this was a semi-auto version of an AR, so I can make the assumption that, because I'm one of those, that maybe he wants to make a bolt action AR and he wants a left charging bolt.
Well, and the main reason I can see why you would want it is because, like Tony said, if you use your index and your bird finger to charge it, then sure, it's ambidextrous. The problem is you can't really do that with a cheek weld. You can, but you run the risk of smacking yourself in the face.
Then don't use it with a cheek weld. The gun's empty.
Is it?
That's why you're using the charging handle.
Is it though? Is that why I'm using it?
I don't know. It could be jammed.
I don't know. Well, if it's jammed, you ain't shooting either.
Well,
so what's your point?
I'm just saying, there's reasons that you would work the gun,
and all those reasons is the gun
pocket.
Ain't working. And all those reasons is the gun ain't working.
I don't know.
Again, we create problems and then look for problem solvers.
I can think of at least two reasons, but
in 60 years, nobody thought of another reason until now. 60 straight years of combat zones. All of a sudden, people start making YouTube videos and IG, and all of a sudden, we have cute ways to clear a jam.
How long they been using
new equipment?
M14s and AKs?
Just said
1947
lasted like 5 years.
Yeah.
M14 lasted 5 years, and the AK-47 was used by slaves, and they didn't have a choice to use the AK.
Okay, fine.
One of the funniest things I've seen floating around the internet is the AK-47 is the only successful thing that communism has produced. Ironically, the same people who want communism today is the only thing they hate about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, well, we probably didn't answer Rusty's question, but I guess he'll survive.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I don't know. I've never played with one. So
yeah, I've used a couple.
No, I thought I answered it quite well. Just go out and buy a SCAR.
Yeah. Well, that.
And again, the one guy I know wanted the charging handle to be on the opposite side that he's handed. So he wanted the left-hand charging handle. That's the only information I can give you.
Yeah. Tony, it's all you.
All right, cool.
I know what Friday is. Thursday, whatever day it is.
Thursday is the last diversity shoot of the year. If you can come out. Great. Buy a ticket. It's on Eventbrite. Type in 2A4E and it pops right up. If you can't come out, that's fine. You can, of course, buy stuff from Sean at Black Bag and have it sent to us. And I'm talking about like right now. you can do that and he'll bring it out. You can also donate to our GoFundMe. Again, type into A4E. Or if you follow our podcast, you can type into A4E. They have some really silly crap going on with Anchor, and I'm kind of hoping they're not anti-gun, but I think we're the only firearms podcast on Anchor, and somehow they can't distribute me, and they keep giving me excuses. So if this is not resolved in a week, I will be doing podcasting and have my stuff just individually put on Spotify and various things. I just have to go around and do it and then wait. So that's what's happening with us. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. Hope you guys can make it out. Keep an eye on the schedule. We'll be talking about next year's stuff. And yes, we're going to be traveling in 2019, Pennsylvania, maybe Delaware, definitely a couple of places in Jersey. The diversity shoot is growing and we moving. Thank you, as always.
Woohoo. Send questions, comments, feedback to gungearreview@gmail.com. Remember to subscribe and leave us an iTunes review, as well as Tony, I guess, if he's on iTunes. Check out all the other shows on the Firearms Radio Network at firearmsradio.tv. Be sure to visit the Firearms Insider for reviews and industry coverage. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Firearms Insider. Should get you there. Thank you for listening to the largest pound for pound podcast on the network. And that's all, folks.
Bye, Felicia.